So in today's video, you guys are going to get secrets from two locals that grew up here in Michigan.
This should be interesting.
It should be, so stay tuned, guys. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Kevin Irwin.
And I'm Ross Young.
We are local real estate agents here in the West Michigan area. If this is your very first time to our channel, we go over anything and everything that has to do with living and thriving here in the West Michigan area. So if you are brand new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, and the little bell notification to get notified whenever we put videos out. Guys, we do love making these videos, but we honestly love helping you guys much more. So if you are already living here looking to make a move, or maybe you're looking to move in from another state, we've helped a ton of people do that. Our number right here is the direct line to us, or you can email us, you can text us, you can send a pigeon carrier, whatever you guys have to do to get a hold of us. We have your back when it comes to making a move here in the Michigan area. So without further ado, let's jump into this. Secrets from two locals here in Michigan. Ross and I were both born and raised here in Michigan, and we thought that we could give some insight to you guys on what it was like to grow up here.
And really what it feels like to grow up and live in Michigan. You know, I was on the south side. I went to Hudsonville Public Schools, and I live in the Byron Center, Hudsonville area. And Kevin is on the north side. Yep. So we both have two different perspectives on what Michigan is like.
Yes. 100%. So north side, to me, you know, one thing for you guys to understand is I don't know the south side like he does, but I know of the south side because you guys, if you have seen our videos before, you know that West Michigan is set up like a grid. So it's pretty easy to get to the other areas, and the communities have all done a really good job of having attractions for you to want to go visit other areas of West Michigan. So,
right. And I would even say, you know, it's kind of funny that you say that because people from the south side actually go to the north side more than people from the north side go to the south side, because
I would agree.
You know, anytime you go anywhere in Michigan, say you tell somebody I'm going on vacation. Oh yeah, where are you going? Up north. Up north. Well, that means up in the lower peninsula. Right. Or it could be the UP, but usually if you're going to the UP, you say the UP.
Well, and it's funny because my wife and I, it's one of our goals to buy a cabin on Croton Hardy Dam. And if you guys don't know what that is, we will feature that. It's a very beautiful dam up in
Newaygo.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Up in Newaygo, which is only about like 20 minutes north of my wife and I from Cedar Springs. And we want to buy a cabin so that we can say, all right, we're going up north this weekend. It's only 20 minutes, guys. But that's just like a Michigan thing that we say.
Right.
You could be going 15 minutes up north and you're still going up north.
Right.
So anyways, so I guess from my perspective, growing up in the northern area, anytime like thinking south, I always thought of shopping. Like,
really?
Yes, because that's what we did. I mean,
I guess so.
We would go to Grand Rapids to go shopping. We would venture like southwest because we would go to Grand Haven all the time, and we would go to the lake shore. So I guess Byron Center and Hudsonville area, we really didn't ever think about for us personally.
Never really had a reason to.
No, we didn't. So for us, going south made me think of, you know, shopping. Northern area to me felt very country. It's very rural. You know, their houses aren't on top of each other. You do not feel like you're in a concrete jungle at all. It's very green, or right now it's very colorful because their leaves are changing. You know, so
I do have to admit though, the other day when I drove up north up to Cedar Springs area, there was a lot more color, even just the north side of Grand Rapids, as it was on the south side of Grand Rapids. It's really kind of neat to see the changes. And if you want more information on fall, watch our video we just put out as well.
Yep.
So it's really interesting that you say it, because when me growing up in the Hudsonville area, you know, Hudsonville is still a very, I would say, not a very small town, but it's still a small town. And me growing up in Hudsonville, it's still a farming community, and primarily still a farming community. Right. And so whenever we thought we're going to go to town, it was 15, 20 minutes. But, you know, as a kid, you think it's forever.
Right.
But it was still we still lived out in the country. We still enjoyed all the, you know, niceties of living, not being able to see your neighbors.
Right.
And I think we both actually did 4-H, which we both raised animals for the local fair.
Yep.
Myself, I played football all the way through grade school and whatnot. There was a lot of opportunities for us as kids growing up in the West Michigan area. And so there was, you meet a lot of people, build a lot of relationships, and you really kind of come to understand what the culture is in the area.
Right.
And I would say that the overall culture of West Michigan is very friendly, very hospitable, very welcoming.
Yep.
You would agree?
Yeah, no, I would agree. When you say hi to somebody, they will say hi back.
Right.
And I know it sounds like a small thing, but I've been to areas of the country and we were born and raised this way. So, it's funny, this just popped into my head. So we have worked with a lot of people now that have been moving into Michigan. By the way, we love it. But we say hi to everybody. We treat everybody with respect. And the cool thing is, now that we've been working with a lot of people relocating here, people tell us all the time, like, you guys are absolutely no different in real life than you are on camera.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys can tell that we kind of have that very, I don't know, it's like, it's a Michigan thing. Like, we're just calm. Thing. We love people. We love talking to people, and we love helping people.
If you don't know much about the Grand Rapids area, Grand Rapids is not a big city. I mean, you have 200,000 people,
right?
And you meet anybody that comes here from, say, from San Francisco or Chicago or whichever, and they all say it's so much slower,
right,
in West Michigan than it is in these big metropolitan areas. And it's really kind of funny because there's still so much to do in West Michigan, even though it's not the big city life.
Right. And I remember, I guess I'll jump into a little bit about kind of the opportunities that I had going to school, and even though that neither one of us are like in the city, we're not in Grand Rapids. Both of us were north or south of Grand Rapids. We still had a lot of opportunities at the schools as kids and I was in band, so I got to go to Disney and do a parade for band. Like he said, we both had 4-H programs. So having a lot of opportunities at these schools that are north and south of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So Grand Rapids is our city. I remember as a kid going to Chicago, and I was mind blown by how busy it is there. I remember vividly, because I'm a car guy and I love cars, being in a cab and getting inches from a Ferrari because he was going so fast, and I remember just gripping like I was scared. You're not going to get that anywhere here. And even downtown Grand Rapids is not that busy. Even though you've got the city life, and Grand Rapids is very beautiful when you drive along the S-curves and you see it, it's nowhere near as busy as a lot of these other cities.
I would agree 100%. So I think the real secret here is that West Michigan is really kind of a hidden gem.
Yeah, I would agree.
We have a lot of people that are moving here from California, Florida, any which way. And they're like, I can't believe this has been here the whole time.
Yeah.
And there's so many opportunities for people here, and they're leaving, obviously their home, something that they've known for years, and they're moving across country to come here, and they are just astounded. People are coming here from Florida. They're like, we want the 4 seasons. We can't believe the weather that's here. People are coming here from, say out west. They're like, it's so green. I can't believe how green it is.
Right.
And we have vineyards, we have wineries, we have breweries, we have orchards, we have the Great Lakes. We have 11,000 lakes in the state of Michigan alone. Right. There's so much to do. We're hunting, fishing, anything, hiking, biking. There's so much to do in Michigan that it's starting to become nationally recognized. And I think that's the biggest reason why a lot of people are so interested in West Michigan.
And so Ross and I growing up here, we didn't really realize the gem we had until both of us got into real estate and we started helping folks buy and sell houses. So we started getting, all over West Michigan, seeing the different areas. And then what we really started to realize the gem of Michigan is when we started helping you guys relocate here. That has opened our eyes up huge because now we get to hear your stories about what your area is like and then what it's like to live and what it's like to be here when you guys come check it out. We're actually going to be doing a collab with another YouTube channel that we helped them move here from Arizona.
Yep.
They were in it.
They moved here. They moved to Ann Arbor
Regardless.
from Arizona.
Yeah.
Moved to Ann Arbor from Arizona, and they moved from Ann Arbor to here.
Right. But it's cool to hear their stories on why they like Michigan so much versus like Arizona. And then the people moving from Florida, why they love Michigan and California. And we've helped people from Texas.
And don't get us wrong. When we go on vacation during the winter, when it's really cold,
Yeah.
we go south.
Yeah. So I like that you segued into that. We want to touch on a little bit of the downsides of Michigan a little bit because we told you guys this was like secrets from us. You know, what are some downsides that you don't like about Michigan? And I'll share a couple of mine.
For me, it's winter. I like snow for a little while. Here in Michigan, we get a lot of snow. Being right on the lake shore, we get a lot of snow. And so winter seems to last and kind of go on forever. And you are so happy when summer comes along. And I think that makes summer so much sweeter because it's been such a long and hard winter and it's been cloudy and it's been cold and you're just sick of it. And all of a sudden it turns nice and everything's green and life is good again until fall, winter, and then it happens all over again.
It's a cycle.
It is.
We're moody.
The thing is that during the winter we can escape. We can go south. We can get our fix for, the hot weather. We have change. And the change is really what makes Michigan beautiful.
Right. And so my uncle and aunt actually live in Texas. They've lived there for a very long time. And they come up here to vacation during the wintertime.
Yep.
Believe it or not.
Right.
Us here in Michigan, we're going south.
Right.
Because we're sick of the cold. But you can handle it, obviously we've been handling it, but we were born into it, so we didn't really have a choice. But there's also a lot of really fun things to do during the winter. Like my wife and I just got snowmobiles for the first time in like 10 years. So I'm actually excited right now until they break like toys do. And then I probably won't be as happy. But, there is a lot of stuff to do here. There's thousands and thousands of miles of trails for snowmobiles and cross-country skiing and downhill skiing, snowshoeing through the Manistee National Forest. Like, it's still like the stunning beauty of Michigan is caught when we have those like fluffy, sticky snows that stick really good to the trees. And there's some roads you go down, you are literally in awe. You cannot believe what your eyes are looking at. I'll see if I can find a couple of my pictures that I've taken during those times. Those times are like, okay, this is winter wonderland.
Yeah. That there's, like you said, there's a lot of beautiful things about winter. And I think one thing that's kind of not touched on as much as it really should is the ability to connect with other people during the winter months. Because during the summer, it feels like it's go, 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 go. Right. And during the winter, you really don't have, you have other things to do, but you really get a chance to really connect with your family and visit with people. And it kind of forces you inside, so to speak.
Yeah, I would agree. And that's kind of the time to go see your loved ones more often. Obviously you have Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's another good thing about Michigan because people want a white Christmas. And it's so sad when I see on social media, Christmas lights and Santa and no snow, just warm brown grass. I'm like, no, that's just not right.
There are some years where I could deal with Santa and palm trees, but
right. I think when the kids are older, we have got to do that a couple times.
Yes.
I love white Christmases, but he's right. See, this is the Michigan coming out of us a little bit. But in all reality, winter is not that bad here. It does have its downfalls. One of the big downfalls is people don't know how to freaking drive anytime. The first snowfall, there is a million accidents literally everywhere. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I digress. So let's move on. So
for you, what is your biggest pitfall for living in Michigan?
Probably my biggest. God, this is a harder question now because I've learned to love it so much. I don't like a lot of the roads. I drive a lifted Jeep on 40-inch tires. So when I hit those potholes, man, it hits hard. And our roads suck. And the reason why our roads suck is because of our weather. That thawing and freezing, like during the winter time, you'll have a big snowfall, and then all of a sudden it'll heat up to 45, 50 degrees and melt all the snow. And then overnight, it'll get back down to 15 to 20 degrees and refreeze all of that snow that melted, which keeps freezing and expanding the concrete and the blacktop. And that's why we have bad roads. So there's really not a whole lot we can do about it. Right. But just know that if you move here, you're probably going to end up bending a rim at some point.
No, I'm kind of surprised you mentioned that because I was really thinking you were going to say mountains.
Oh, yeah. All right, that's a good one. We don't have mountains.
We don't have mountains.
When I got to go to Tennessee and we went to Gatlinburg, I was in awe. Literally the entire time I was there, I could not pick my jaw up because I'd really never seen mountains. Right. I'd never driven through mountains because we don't have mountains here, so I didn't know what to expect.
You got big hills.
We do have some big hills, but they're nothing.
They're
like
not
when you're driving in and you're just like,
right.
Oh, it just makes you want to yodel. You don't have
some
that
overalls
here.
And everything.
Right. We don't have that here, unfortunately. So that is another downfall. We do have hills, but it is relatively flat here. And I think you're right. That is something that growing up that I had always wanted to see that stuff because I would see it on TV at that time. Now, when we're older, it's social media, but we're still old enough that we didn't have cell phones growing up. So we still had a normal childhood, but we won't get into that. We didn't get to see any of that stuff, and we didn't really travel as kids because there were 6 of us, and it was a really hard time to...
Big family.
Yeah, load everybody up into a vehicle and drive cross country. We did it like once, and it was a nightmare. Anyways, so that's probably one thing that I don't like, but I don't, obviously I don't want to bore you guys.
If you live in West Michigan and you look at the map of Michigan, Lansing is right in the middle. Grand Rapids and Detroit is actually over here on the bottom side of the thumb. But if you live in West Michigan, you get to the other side of Lansing, that's Detroit. There's a little nuance that we have over here on this side. You get to the other side of Lansing, that's Detroit.
Right.
You get north of Mount Pleasant, that's up north.
Right.
And those are just kind of some nuances that we have around here that really only people from West Michigan really understand.
Right.
Because
I would agree.
You get to the other side of Lansing and everybody drives different too. It's weird. Like it's
like a different state.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's why you guys should just move to West Michigan.
Exactly.
Just save the trouble. But if you are moving to Detroit, we do have a guy over there so we can help you.
But, we've both lived in Ohio for a short period of time. I have family that lives out in Wisconsin. We have visited these states on this side of the country. We've even gone as far as Florida and Louisiana and Oklahoma and visit all these places. And yet we still come back to Michigan because there's really something just surreal about it. I think it's more just the atmosphere and the culture of the people that really just kind of draws us right back.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere, it's the weather, the feeling of being here. I would totally agree because a lot of the states like Ohio, that's just most of it's flat. I mean, once you get to Chillicothe and stuff, it's mountains, but most of Ohio is flat, and I don't know. It wasn't like living in Michigan. I lived there for 4 years. I made a lot of really good friends there. I still have friends there that were born and raised in that area. But it still wasn't like Michigan. I mean, Michigan still feels greener and just feels more vibrant.
Yes, I would agree with you.
That's a good way to put it.
I would agree.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot more to know about West Michigan. That's why we keep doing these videos for you guys. But seriously, if you're looking to move here, you have questions at all, I hope you could feel what we were trying to get across in this video. We didn't really have a plan for this one. We're just like, let's just go at it and kind of talk about some of the things that we felt like we should let you guys know about growing up here, especially if you're bringing kids to the area.
And it's hard to know what an area feels like.
Right. I would agree. And that's a good thing to think about because, some of the areas I've gone to, I had no idea no idea what to expect. And you guys are able to get kind of, you know what to expect before you get here. So
At least a little snapshot.
yeah, a little snapshot. So if you guys are looking to move here, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Here's our info again. You know, so it's a little bit different video than our normal ones today, but hopefully you guys still liked it. If you did, smash that like button. That does help the channel out. Yeah. So
If you have any suggestions on other videos that you really want to see, just drop it below in the comments.
yeah, absolutely. We would love to shoot anything that you guys are curious on, whether it's moving from another area to Michigan. We're getting ready to do one from New York to Michigan because we had somebody want us to do that. We're more than willing to do any of that. If you want us to drive up to the Upper Peninsula and show you what the Yoopers look like,
Oh, twist my arm.
yeah, darn it all, because that's a whole other video. You know, we don't have a problem doing that. So, all right, guys, let's get off of here. Again, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Love you.
Bye.